Hey guys, welcome back to Adventure Camping. Tactical Nut here, and today we're here to talk about the White River Knives Firecraft 3.5. So stay tuned. Alright ladies and gentlemen, I have not done an unboxing or a first impressions video of a knife in a really long time. But what I have to say is that after I picked this up at Blade Show, I was truly impressed with the people, and then of course with what I got for the price that I got it at. So I wanted to bring you along and show you all about this one and give you a first impressions. Just because, I mean, I know summer's starting, a lot of people are starting to get outdoors, and of course you're probably going to want to as well. And you know, I usually take a while to do knife reviews because I want to use it in a lot of variety of situations. But in case you're interested, I'm impressed enough just by what I'm looking at that I want to just open this up, show it to you, and I don't know, we'll just go from there. All right, so first off, here's the box that it comes in, and this is a nice wooden box. Slide this off, and here you go. Right now, the knife itself, they call it the 3.5 because guess what? 3.5 inch blade, right? Kind of makes sense. You do get a fire steel and belt loop along with the Kydex sheath. Your handle is paracord wrapped with a finger ring back here, jimping on the blade, and then of course, as you can see, a divot right here for striking the fire steel. You got their little Firecraft logo, and of course the White River knives. And here's what's awesome, S35VN. I have not used this steel yet, so this is going to be new to me, but it is a powdered super steel, and I really expect a high level of performance out of it. Literally holding on to it, I like a paracord wrapped handle. They are very comfortable to grip onto. We will see over time with extended use how well this does hold up. The jimping, really good. I mean, definitely feels like your finger's going to stay where you want it to. I can definitely see easy using this as a skinning knife just from the blade shape, of course. And then of course, when you can run your finger across like this or hold it up here, you can definitely get in and do some fine detail work or some skinning if you needed to. Also comes with your certificate of authenticity, which will tell you about it, right? And then your Kydex sheath instructions. But I just got to say, guys, I was truly impressed. The people at the booth were really nice. I've been eyeing White River knives for quite some time. I was looking at a couple of their little capers before, but when I saw this, it really caught my attention. And I know they have a couple in different sizes. They also have one called the Pro, which will have a Kydex handles, and they also have, if I'm not mistaken, a little bow drill divot right in the handle. But here's what got me, and here's why I really felt the need to drop it and do this video. For what you get, I mean, not that these are overly expensive, I'm sure, but the presentation that you get with this is just outstanding, right? I mean, oops, did it the wrong way. You have a nice presentation box that if you wanted to, I'm sure you could use it for storing other things and while you're using the knife. But how many knives have you ever bought that come like this? I mean, honestly, say it. How many knives have you ever bought that come in a nice box like this? We hadn't got to the price yet. Then of course you get the sheath and the fire steel, right? These are things that are on a, especially if it's a handmade knife, the sheath is usually going to be extra. Depending on the company, that may be a production company, I mean, not like big as Spyderco or Benchmade or something like that, but a larger production company, and so many times the sheaths are extra. Well, this one is not. Obviously you got a belt loop. Now this one is a fixed belt loop, so you're not going to be, you're going to have to take your belt off to put this on and off. Obviously set up for scout carry, which is good for me. But this you could also use to attach to a pack and put it on the strap right here. But this goes a long way with me. I mean, you can comment down below whether, and I would actually like to know, does this matter to you? Does the packaging matter? The certificate of authenticity, you know, these kind of things, does this matter to you? A lot of times it doesn't with me, depending on the price point. I mean, if it's $50 or less, $100 or less, typically I don't care. A small cardboard box, maybe some foam lining or something like that, okay, to me that's acceptable. This, $110. Yes, that's right, $110, and this is the presentation that you get with it. Oops, sorry. Typically, from my experience and from what I see it online and everything else, if you wanted something like this, I mean, you're paying usually well over $300, $400, $500 in order for somebody to send you their knife in something like this. Not on top of that, or on top of that, you have S35VN, so you've got a really high quality super still. I'm just gonna run this by you a little bit so you can get more of a look. Now this isn't a real thick. I'll put the dimensions and specs in the description box below. Although obviously you do have the length of the blade and the blade steel, but made in the USA, right? Made in the USA. Woo, high-end super steel, right? Wooden box presentation with the sheath and a fire steel. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but this tells me that all the other knife companies, you need to step up your game, right? If they can do this at $110 and provide all the quality and performance that one could want out of a knife at this price point, to me, that is throwing the gauntlet down. That is a challenge, right? And I am so impressed by that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset up the camera. It's really hot today. I'm at my house. I don't need a fire, but we're gonna use this to get a fire going. I was pruning some trees yesterday here in my backyard, so we're kind of gonna use some of that to get the fire started, or at least just to get the beginning stages, and then we're gonna go from there. So hold on, let me set it up and we'll be right back. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do, like I said, it's a 3.5-inch blade. So obviously you're gonna be limited on the size of wood that you can baton with if that's what you were choosing to do with this knife. So I have this size log right here. Obviously you'll see it should be able to span that fairly easily. But this is about the max size that you would want to use. Heavier baton would probably be recommended, but and a more stable surface than this log. Now this is some very dry seasoned wood. You can probably see the wood pile behind me. That's where I got this from. The pine is what I trimmed off of that tree, what you see back there. Now this is a thinner knife. And of course, anytime you have a thinner knife, splitting wood is a little more challenging just because it doesn't act as much like a wedge. But this is why we're doing this as a first impressions, to see how it can do just right out of the box. I literally haven't even tested the edge yet as far as seeing, what do you say? Like, could I shave with it or slice and paper and all that kind of stuff? which, if you know me, but I got a bunch of knives that I've been reviewing and testing. But I just saw this again yesterday. It was sitting on my bookcase because I was ready to put it in the rotation. And as I was working on the trees, I thought, what a great opportunity. So, almost do it. So yes, this is definitely, I would say, because it's really lightweight, I'm definitely going to put the weight in the description below. This is definitely the largest of the size piece of wood that you would want to use for splitting or batoning with. So let's just see. How well it feathers. That's definitely sharp, ladies and gentlemen. Then we'll check the edge right after we're done with this. So yeah, you're gonna feather it. No question about that. But it's called the Firecrafter. So really what I'm looking for just this first impression, it's gonna get a fire started. And of course I'm gonna use their fire still. There's the feathers that I was working on real quick. Here's some fat wood that I cut off of a branch before. Oh, and by the way, shameless plug, CRG Outdoors knee 2 shear slitter just came in. I'm really loving this design. All right, so let's get you down here. Just wanted to see what it would do with that. Let's check the spine, see if we can scrape off some shavings here. So good sharp spine. Let's get some shavings here. And why am I using fat wood? Well, if you watch any of my camping videos and stuff like that, you will know this is my favorite material to start fires with. It's pretty much the only thing I use. I can't remember the last time that I didn't. Well, I mean, I can remember. It's been a couple of years. Trioxane used to be my thing. And I still like it. I still have a whole bunch of it. But look at those curls. When you can have something natural that you can find in the woods, to me, that's a whole lot better. So let's just see if we can get this thing going. So as always, you're gonna have to clean off your ferro rod to get the paint off. Let's try it this way. All right, so something to make note. That little divot, it actually directs the sparks under the ferro rod. And there you have it. This is why you practice at home. Like I said, I don't need to get a fire started because, well, I guess when you got fat wood, it's just going to want to burn no matter what. But it's really hot in my backyard. This has got like a little bit of grass in it that I can burn off if I need to. But, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think you can pretty easily tell just by that right there that if you just took a little more time and effort to prep your fire bed and your fire lay, had your materials set up, this knife can split the wood. Like I said though, you just got to keep in mind 3.5 inch blade is pretty thin. You're going to be limited to the amount of wood that you could split or the size of it, but this is a one tool option right here. You can split it, shave it, and start the fire. Awesome that it comes with the fire still. Looks like a cool little micarta handle that comes on it, right? And then for all that you get, for $110, S35 VN, made in America. Guys, I don't say I can go wrong. This first use out of the box already has me wanting to try out more of their blades. Now definitely stay tuned. I'm going to be using this a whole lot more when I go camping this summer, because I am now on summer vacation, so you're going to see a lot of videos taking my niece camping or hiking tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I'm trying to get this up tonight before we go. And yeah guys, extremely impressed. White River Knives, you did an awesome job, and I'll tell you what, stay tuned when you get a more comprehensive video of all the things I like, maybe do not like. We will see. All right guys, in the meantime, be prepared, have fun, and check out White River Knives.